Hi there everyone. This is the Collective Soul Tarot. My name is Kay. Welcome to the channel and welcome back to returning viewers and subscribers. Thank you so much for subscribing, liking and commenting and even sharing. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here again with you today to do another general reading for the collective. We're going to use the decks of Seer Marquette's the Gilded Reverie and the Kipper together as one deck there, and we'll use the tarot to, sorry, just getting cat hair off, using the tarot to clarify. Okay, and so we're going to do past, present and future spread to see what it is that the collective would like to know or need to know today. Okay, so Archangel Michael and my Holy Spirit, please guide and assist me in correctly interpreting the cards' messages and to help me see clearly. Thank you. Archangel Michael and my Holy Spirit, what messages do you have for the collective today in this general read for October the 3rd, Tuesday, 2023? What is it that they would like to know that will help them in their journey? Thank you. One more, guys. One more. Okay, we're ready. Past energy. Ooh, fast incoming message. That's the past. Fast incoming message or fast movement forward. It's very rare I ever see this card. It's the rider card. You can see here she's on a horse, but it's a carousel horse, you know, the one that goes up and down and around at the same time. And there's an envelope she's holding with a bag that's probably got, it's like the mailman, you know, they got the bag of messages in there, but there's one that's coming in quick because that depicts fast movement forward. Okay, let's talk about the present energy. Courthouse. All right, so possibly somebody's gone through some kind of legal action or made some kind of decision anyways, or found out something, some evidence, you know, information that helps them move forward. But the message would be, the letter information would be this evidence that's going to be heard in court, or it's a message about court proceedings coming to a close. It could also mean that someone is considering, you know, deliberating over some kind of information they received recently in the past. Okay, excuse me. Let's talk about the near future. Adjudication, well, okay. So there's going to be a judgment soon. Please excuse my squeaky table. There's going to be this person who I'm doing this, you know, who this resonates with, this reading, is going to be making a judgment about some kind of information that they received that they're, you know, deliberating over at this message here. Or someone's actually going through court, you know, and some kind of message came in that needed to be heard while they were in court as evidence, and which helped the judge make his ruling, his or her ruling. Okay, let's talk about clarifying these guys, okay? Archangel Michael, my Holy Spirit, please provide clarification guidance for past energy card number 1, Rider. What do we need to know? Please clarify. Thank you. These cards, seems like they really want to be heard. Okay. Message of concern. Okay, so something concerning something, or a message that was very concerning. Direction, compass. Okay, direction, compass. message about concerning some kind of direction that someone is going, or just something that was concerning information that would leave this person to take a new direction in life. In life, in love. Okay. Something came in that was concerning to the person receiving it. And it could be about somebody's long-term partner or spouse who's done something that would either indicate they are wanting to move in a different direction towards somebody else, right? Or that this would be the information the person I'm reading for, the people I'm reading for, it's going to move you into a new direction. Who's your true north, right? So for Courthouse, Archangel Michael, we've got document. That's a letter card. This is about documents that need to be signed. It's usually a tangible form, not like an email, text, or phone call. This is message that's going to come through the mail or some other means. Maybe it'll be delivered to your house that you have to sign for it. You know, some kind of court type of rendering of information. Okay. House. Oh, okay. Perhaps the house was an asset that needed to be deliberated over in court, because it was a substantial amount of whatever that needed to be considered. If, for example, you bought a house at $50,000, but you were able to sell it at $130,000, there's a capital investment, right? Or you realized a capital investment there that you got to pay taxes on. So, yeah, it was probably the sale. If it's not, it could be the sale of a house that the information came through the courts that they could go ahead and sell it. If this is a divorce, they can go ahead and sell it and divide up the profit. But each one who had part of the profit would have to pay taxes on that. And whether or not both parties can actually afford that when it comes down to divorce. Okay, let's talk about adjudication. It could just mean that the house was considered a structure of safety and security, right, for a family unit, and that this is no longer like the whole idea of the family unit being together is under the court matters now through a divorce, and that a letter has come to officially say you guys are being considered, or that you need to attend church, you need to attend court on such and such a date, the two of you. The proceedings, the things are going to proceed, and you need to be in court on such and such a date at such and such a time. I've never been through this before, but adjudication is a choice. Like take the judgment's going to come along that's going to allow you to move, to make a different choice, to go somewhere else, to do something else, to be with somebody else. But of course that choice is going to come with uncertainties, right? It's going to be, there's not any clarity as to if you were to move in a different direction than you normally do. Let's say you go this way all the time, but after judgment comes down and you're free to do whatever you want to do, you decide to take a different route, but there's a lot of uncertainty on that different path for you. Okay, let's start clarifying. I wanted to clarify number one. I wanted to read the card for number one, the Rider card here. Boop, boop, boo. The Rider. I am always bringing news. Look around me to see what it includes. There, that's what is around you. I might be coming to visit or bringing you some changes. I am fast and always on the move. If you see a negative card close by, you will probably not enjoy the reply. Yeah, well, negative cards, right? That one is too, but close by would be this one and this one. Okay, the Rider of the Lenormand deck brings news. It is the first card and announces new things. In the Gilded Reverie deck, we behold a dreamy female. Okay, yeah, so what? The fastened messenger bag across her shoulder may be suggestive of additional messages for different destinations along her night's voyage. In her hand, she grasps a white envelope, a letter that is out of the bag and ready to be delivered for the current reading. The carousel is the ideal metaphor, as this card is a new cycle being initiated. So it's kind of like the World card, end of one cycle, the beginning of a new one, and ending of an old state. The ups and downs of the carousel also symbolize the magical flight that powers this messenger to its destination. Freed from the ever-revolving merry-go-round of life, whose circular motion is also defined by the laws of physics as acceleration, our rider symbolically reflects the pace and speed of information by which our lives are increasingly affected. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so this is the ending news of ending one cycle so that a new cycle can begin. And I think that that's like the message of concern is some kind of information came forward that caused the decision to be made to end something and go in a different direction. Go where one feels guided to go. Yeah, very good. Message of concern is just basically message of concern. Sometimes you can see it as it's a message concerning something. Doesn't necessarily mean a message of concern, but a message concerning something. So let's talk about number one, Rider. Can we clarify Rider for us, please, Archangel Michael and Holy Spirit? Queen of Wands, Six of Wands, and Ace of Pentacles. This one wants to come out in the Ten of Cups. Seven of Wands. All right. Just let me get some water here, guys, for a second. Okay. Thank you. So, Queen of Wands. This is somebody who is very charismatic, a go-getter, beautiful, alluring, sexy, and all that sort of stuff. She's fair. I mean, she's charismatic. I said that, but she has a good nose for business. She's magnetic. She's mature. She enjoys the limelight, and she's the queen of the party. But she's impulsive, and in the reverse, she's overbearing, jealous, dogmatic, and irrational, quick to take offense. And she's also somebody who would cheat. This would be a wife, a woman that is usually married, too, would be somebody who would take on extra lovers, you know? So it's possible that the incoming news was about how she was feeling, doing a lot of great behaviors that was all about betrayal, it says. This is ill will, misfortune, betrayal, disadvantage, loss, and failure. So she may have been betraying the marriage. Here's the marriage, right? And this is the Ace of Pentacles, is that there is happiness is being delayed, but this is a financial prosperity card. So it means that through the divorce, through the marriage, I mean, through the divorce proceedings, the breaking up and ending this, putting an end to this cycle, there will be prosperity that comes as a result. And it may be something that has to do with, like I said, the house that came in low, but may not have seemed low at the time, but low, and has built up in, what do you call that? It's just profit. Its property value has increased significantly, so which would bring a huge lump sum of money if they, when they sell the house at the market value price. There will be a lump sum of money coming. Of course, taxes have to be paid on that. But in any case, it looks like this rider message is about somebody who went wayward in their marriage. Their 10 of Cups, happily ever after, which must not have been very happily ever after. But as a result, because of her cheating, there's probably going to be more of being compensated. Jeez whiz, I'm not into legal jargon, but compensation through the divorce, because it was information that came forward to the court to be considered, like deliberated on, that she was dipping into other resources of masculine companionship. And I say she because it's it's the Queen of Wands. Pardon me, but my cat is trying to go through the cat door, and my dog was trying to scratch himself. So the cat door only allows one cat to go through, and he's at the door knocking. If that's what you're hearing in the background, besides me laughing. But when you have pets, you're going to have background. Not all the time, but sometimes it's background noise. Okay, we're going to clarify number 14, message of concern. Ace of Swords, some kind of truth came out. Oh, about some toxicity, some cheating ways, and about an Emperor. Okay, with Temperance, coasting. Okay, healing. All right, let's see what we got going on. Stubbornness, lack of idealism, adversity, fall, loss of property, paternity problems. So, I would say that this Emperor card has to do with the person she was, getting together with outside of her marriage. The truth came out about that. That's the message of concern. Either this is him, the one that she was, having an affair with, who may have been a husband in the past to her. Okay, it's very possible that she was married to this person before she married this one here, married you, and she went back to having flings with him behind your back. Or this is you as the Emperor, who is a husband to the Queen of Wands, right at this point, receiving the message of concern. Either way, it works. So there's a lot of deception, just ego, a lot of ego and aggression. So there's deception, lies, and secrets, deception, lies, toxicity, the shadow side of a person, right? So that's what came out, was that the truth was she has been deceptive with either a husband from before, or it's the husband now, which is you, the reader I'm reading for, the person I'm reading for, or the message of concern came to you. You were enlightened by this message of concern that came in fast and furious for you. So the Compass card is really starting to come together. I am sorry to hear this for you, of course, but better late than never, right? Okay, new direction, a new path of love, divinely inspired to move towards the Queen of Cups. I love how these cards just come out, which is the High Priestess and your lover. I just love these cards. I just love tarot. Okay, I mean, I just randomly pick out of the deck because nothing pops out on me when I'm shuffling, so I have to pick, and they just come out beautifully for the most part. So the Compass is the new direction. Who's your true north? Queen of Cups. Now, whether or not this is somebody we know from the past, we don't know. It could be just a brand new love to my collective here. Somebody that you will meet who will be very much in the energy of the Queen of Cups, who's the darling of the deck. She's compassionate, she's empathetic, and she feels her emotions and she expresses herself. She's highly intuitive and probably very spiritually led and guided as a result of her intuition that you will see, or you do see in her if you already know her. But yeah, she is very nurturing, very different from this one over here. Very nurturing. She's just human, a human inside and out, with a great big heart and a bigger cup of love to give to somebody who's worthy of her, right? So, you're just going to feel like that you're wrapped up in her arms, very, feeling very comfortable, relaxed, and loved, loyally, devotedly. And this is like a divinely inspired cup of love. I read this as all the aces are God coming in and offering you an opportunity, a new path, a new, something passionate coming. If it's Ace of Wands, Ace of Swords is divinely inspired. See, the divine had, if you can see this, the divine had his hand. Oh, I gotta stop laughing. Okay, divine had his hand in you finding out about what your Queen of Wands in the reverse was doing. Let's just bring her out. What she was doing. Okay, and so now the divine has, because it brought information to you that you couldn't deny, so you had to do something about it, unless you just wanted to continue to be miserable in your life, be married to somebody who was cheating on you. The divine will have its hand in bringing you to a new love now, offering you the opportunity to embrace a new love. And whether this is a new love from the past or a new love altogether. But this is somebody, it could be somebody from your past, but it's new love, right? It's love that you've not ever had before, experienced before. You might have experienced it in the past if you had met them and had spent some time with her in the past. And, that felt good at the time, but she's likely, since you two of you haven't been together, depending on how long you're married, or if you saw her while you were being married as an extramarital affair too, she was likely needing to grow as well. So she may not have been in her full Queen of Cups, energy, presence, whatever, but she has grown. You see, she's become highly in tune with the divine, and now. And at this point in time, you're going to recognize her as though it's somebody that you've had past lives with, because you're going to come together, and you're just going to be just feel so relaxed, like so content, like it's familiar to you, and you're going to think to yourself, this person just makes me feel so good, like relaxed. I don't have to be somebody else. I don't have to be wearing a mask. Why is that? Well, it's because you've been together before in other lifetimes. It's that soul recognition, familiarity. Okay, so that's beautiful, guys. I'm so happy for you. I'm not happy for this. I am, but it's sad, it's painful. painful, especially if you had a lot of faith in your partner, that you knew that it was going to go the distance, and you just loved them, adored them, whatever. You just found them very, very attractive, and just a lot of qualities in them that you really loved and appreciated. She may not have been really expressing those ones lately because she had her interest in somebody else. But, you know, nonetheless, that's still the way you felt. I'm so sorry. I really am. But I'm happy for you that, like, this is not the end of the road in love for you. You know what I'm saying? So courthouse. Let's talk about courthouse. What's that about, Archangel Michael? 3 of Pentacles. So kind of like, no, they both want to come out. Okay, Judgment. And the Hermit with the Tower and the King of Swords. That's, you know, King of Swords is lawyer involvement. Usually there's a strategy. This King of Swords is strategic, okay? They're very rational, they're intelligent, they have analytical prowess, they're a man of authority, they give excellent advice, and they're truth-seeking. Power and authority. So this is you having to, you know, get things going, the ball rolling here, being as unemotional as possible, but exacting your ways in the sense that your spouse, soon to be ex, I guess, would not misunderstand your intentions in any way. And your lawyer likely had advised you of keeping your interactions and communications with your ex to a minimum, if not none at all, because whatever you say, she could twist it around and come back to court and say, well, this is what he said, and you're going to have to say, no, I didn't. So it's her word against your word, right? So you have to be very, very careful what you communicate with your ex. And the best probably course of action is not to communicate with them at all unless it goes through the lawyer. So this is the lawyer. This is the collaboration, the connection you had with her that has come to an end. It's an insufficient ability or knowledge to achieve what is intended. And it's breaking, you know. There's no more collaboration of building a foundation with her, the two of you building a foundation. There's no more of that. That's coming to an end. That's what is being decided, deliberated in court. The judgment is, of course, that you made a final decision to make sure that that happens, okay? And of course, the court is going to be judging, making that judgment on your behalf over here. The Hermit is you going in, being in isolation now, because, I mean, you're experiencing a lot of pain, mental and emotional pain. You need some isolation, downtime with your prayers, asking God to help you. The divine, you have spirit guides too, spirit guides and guardian angels. The divine sends help to you. So see how you're looking down at the ground. You're looking to see where your next step should be, your next step, right? And you're hoping to have some enlightenment as a result. But all of this came down, the divine blew this up through God's hand in delivering you a truthful message, right? So that this could all dissolve, you know, because you're not supposed to be doing this anymore. This is you've been there, done that. That's the whole energy of this. You've been there, done that. It's time to move on now. And God knows your heart more than you do, and mine too, right? God knows our hearts more than we do, and God knows you've been crying out for some justification, some balance, some clarity, because your wife, soon to be ex-wife, just wasn't behaving the same way with you anymore. And that would be because she was putting her mental and emotional energy into someone else. She's filling someone else's cup instead of yours, and you would be picking up on that energetically and obviously physically in some way, shape, or form too. She may not be want to engage with you, you know, in your marital bed kind of thing, or she's not nearly as attentive towards you. she's always on her phone, texting somebody on Facebook, you know, just being actually neglected, ignored, yeah, just not having someone present. She was no longer present with you. So you had to, the Tower came in to blow all that up, because at the same time, and I would have to say this Queen of Cups here is someone you met in the past, because your heart was crying out for that nurturing kind of unconditional love, and that you had experienced with this person in the past. And your heart has always been calling out for that, but you were always delivered this instead. Because this person was not that person. I mean, it's very simple. This person is not that person. So she may have had a false mask on in the beginning, and appearing to be that she would be everything that you would ever want, including the love, compassion, the empathy, the forgiveness, because the Queen of Cups is very forgiving, and intuitive. Like she was just may have originally presented herself as somebody who had it all, you know, ticked all your boxes. And so that was great then, but over time, excuse me, over time, things were going south, you know, instead of north. So things just weren't right. They just weren't right anymore. And the divine could only listen to your heart for so long. And I don't mean that really, because divine listens to your heart all the time, because he is your heart. But he says enough is enough. The divine said enough is enough. She's done something that will push you, and it's about pushing you in a new direction to go north. Who's your true north? The divine, your wife has finally done something where it's a hard enough knock on your head for you to say, I'm woken up to this now, and enough is enough for me. I will not put up with somebody who's cheating on me, right? So you said, okay, maybe she's cheated on you before, and you kind of like just swept it under the rug. She said she was sorry, she'd never do again, didn't mean anything to her. And then she cheated on you again, and you say, okay, that's the last nail in the coffin for me. And how many times do I have to be knocked on the head before I actually change my direction? Do something about it. She is not worthy of me. She's not worthy of me anymore. Maybe she never was, but she isn't now, because she's given her stuff to somebody else. So what does that tell you? It makes you feel like crap, right? That you're an option, that you're second choice, and all this sort of stuff. That's terrible. So you had to come in and enact some truth and say, look, I'm not doing this with you anymore. This is it. I'm not going to be your second choice. And when we're in the same house under the same roof that I'm paying for. There's the house. Okay. So that was a very long-winded way of saying, yeah, you're spending some time in isolation because your lawyer has advised you to stay as far away from her as possible, so that it does not mess up your court proceedings in any way, because she'll try to find ways in order for her to be able to either convince the judge not to allow you to a divorce, so she gets to keep you, which means she gets to keep the status of having you in her life. You might be quite wealthy, or you make a good income, whatever, and she lives according to that, you know, with the clothes and the makeup and car and house and all that sort of status. But or the judge will decide that that you are not any better than her, right? That she's cheating, they know about that, but she's gonna, something that you say to her, whatever, she's gonna wrangle it around so that it turns out to be not so good in your favor anymore. And then the judge will say, okay, well, I was going to give you all the profits to the market value increase of your house since you purchased it. But since this new information came in, well, we'll divide it in half, or we'll give her all of it, or we'll give her most of it. You see what I'm saying? So anyways, you know what I'm talking about. So number 27, that document. Can you tell us about that, please, Archangel Michael and my Holy Spirit? Knight of Wands, Strength card, and the Knight of Cups, 2 knights. Interesting. 9 of Swords. Okay. So the document is going to be about, let's see, it's going to allow you to, to heal. It's going to allow you to go from this to this. It's giving you that inspiration. It's giving you that opportunity. It's giving you that excitement, you know, in the inspiration of healing. Knight of Wands in the upright for me is a passionate new beginning, kickstarting a passionate new beginning that's divinely inspired. You know, the upright, the way to go is you're just going to have a lot of excitement and passion going forward, okay? But in the reverse, it's player days, okay? It's not being upright. It's being deceptive. It's being get what you want and move on quickly. So then there's in the middle of between being a player and actually being upright and being honest and somebody who is honest, has, what am I trying to say? Okay, I'm just going to go with this one first. This is about holding yourself back from doing this being a player, doing something that she's done just to get back at her, that kind of thing. Or you played with her in the past, the Queen of Cups, played with her in the past, dropped her like a hot potato. And so you're going to hold yourself back from that energy because you don't want to be like that anymore. You want to regain your power as someone with integrity. That's what I was trying to come. Someone who has integrity, who has class, who has loyalty, and is just somebody who is going to be providing a devoted, sincere cup of love that says, I love you, to somebody else. Okay? So that's this letter is going to provide you with that incentive to correct yourself, because you've got to start now. While everything's in deliberation, you've got to start now. So you go from the reverse Knight of Wands to the to a Knight of Cups in the upright, of course. You find your courage and strength and power. You regain your power back from whatever you lost here, and made you lose sleep at night. So you have been ruminating over how you'd been like this, particularly towards that individual there, and you're losing sleep over night because you're actually afraid. You're afraid to go towards her because how you messed her around in the past, because you were in that player energy, because you were married to somebody else and having an affair with the Queen of Cups, who maybe didn't even realize you were married. Okay, let's talk about the house card, please. Archangel Michael and Holy Spirit. Yeah. And you've been worried about the house, the asset, and not to mention just the breakup of your home. Maybe you have a child or two or more. So, yeah, there's a lot to think about. A lot to think about in order to move forward and away from this past family unit. House card, please. 9 of Wands, yeah. You're overly burdened. King of Pentacles, yes, you are. Oh, wow. Okay, Hangman and the Empress. Wow. Okay, so you have been heavily burdened, of course. You're the wounded warrior. You have really taken this hard, and let's face it, a lot of us do, right? Even if it's blatantly in our face that our spouse has been cheating on us, and what that tells us, inwardly, what that tells us about us. We're already wounded from our childhood. Now we're going to put more fresh wounds on top of that because of what a partner did to our, our commitment, our long-term commitment, with each other. that we were committed to each other, loyal, devoted, but not so, right? So you are very, very wounded from that. But at the same time, you've been learning some hard life lessons through this. You've recognized that there's some growth in you that needed to happen. And you have matured up to become the King of Pentacles, who is obviously a wealthy, businessman, somebody who has a lot of power and controls and likes living the good life, because you have a job or an income that sets you up pretty nice. So this house is probably a pretty nice house that your Queen of Wands in reverse wants to keep, wants to have all, it doesn't want it to go away. And, but it's, through all of this is the growing. You've been enlightened with the divine from being hung by your foot with that tower moment here, and the truth that was delivered to you. You've been hung by the foot so that you could see the error of your ways, to get a different perspective of what your life is about and what's been going on. And you may be even taking in consideration the Queen of Wands perspective. That, that she's probably was heartbroken when you just left, left her in the lurch, not letting her, not giving her any explanation or whatever. But this is the one that when you are finally clear with yourself and straightened out, sorted out, you got your emotions in balance now, you are going to move towards an Empress, who you see this Queen of Cups as being an Empress. So yes, it's no wonder she didn't want to just divorce you so that she could return to whoever it was she was wanting to be with. Because you're a type of person who has a good income, makes good money. You're a hard worker. King of Pentacles is a hard worker, loyal and committed, likes to have a relationship that's a committed relationship. They will commit to you once they take you seriously, right? Obviously couldn't commit to this one in the past because he was already committed to somebody else. So he dropped the Queen of Wands or the Queen of Hearts in order to stay in his commitment that he made a commitment to his Queen of Wands, who is now in the reverse. So judication. What about judication, Archangel Michael? What can we know about that? Judication. The world is the end of the successful completion makes sense. The successful completion of one cycle to move into a brand new one. As the King of Cups, as well as the King on the Knight of Pentacles. Wow, the Hierophant. Oh, it's so wonderful. So yeah, you have, like, judication, that's the judgment, right? That's the final decision that the judge is going to make in regards to your situation, your circumstances, whether it's a divorce or what it is for you, okay? Because remember, this is a general reading, so even though I'm reading this as a divorce proceeding or as a situation where two people are getting divorced because of what the spouse or partner did, you can apply this to any other thing, other things that's going on in your life, your circumstances. The message that came in, the decision, the deliberation you had to, consider, and then whatever your final judgment was, not a judge in court. So whatever works for you. The world is the end of that whole cycle here that you had with her, so that you can begin in the most balanced pursuit of happiness, which is the material world that the King of Pentacles represents, and the world of the heart, the world of the cup, the world of love, emotional, mature, stable love. This is a balanced individual. This one deeply loves, and they will show you in every way that they possibly can. And the King of Cups is also highly intuitive and a perfect match pair to the Queen of Cups. King of Pentacles is like, with these two, the the ability to navigate the third dimension, you know, the material world of our planet, living life in the best way you can because you're a hard worker and you've earned according to your commitment and loyalty to whatever it is that you do for work, is balanced with now the heart. You're bringing the emotion in. You want to do whatever you enjoy doing because it's something you enjoy doing, not because you feel like you have to do it. You do it because you love doing it. So there's that perfect, beautiful balance now. So not only are you the King of Swords, King of Pentacles, and the King of Cups, you are now in King of Pentacles. After the Judgment comes down, King of Pentacles energy, which is the slowest moving knight in the deck, but also the slowest moving energy of all the energies in the tarot card, in the tarot deck. So you are going to be moving methodically, strategically, and with great loyalty and commitment and perseverance towards your goal. And I believe that the goal is to take this path that's going to lead to, yes, uncertainty, but it's to your Empress. Well, here she is. Back to the Queen of Cups, who you see as everything that ticks your boxes and better, because she's fertile. She births worlds, she's creative, you know, she's a master manifester, and she is highly nurturing. She's a motherly, mother-like type of energy. And this makes you so settled, because the King of Pentacles, let's just say, is a very traditional type of person, whether masculine or feminine, whatever energy. This is a masculine energy, right? So if you're a masculine sitting in this energy, you are a traditional person. You love the traditional ways, especially when it comes to relationships. You may even get down on your knee and propose to her when you finally get there. Or you're just happy moving in a very traditional manner towards your new beginning, okay? But it's slow. There's no pressure on anybody. You're just going to do things in a way that you feel is the best way to do it, so that you do not chase anyone off with your impulsivity, which is what you might have done here in the past. So let's talk about the Choices card, number 22, Archangel Michael, my Holy Spirit. This is all just so beautiful, guys. I'm so happy for you. All right. Page of Cups. Brand new offer of love as a single person. Oh, it's stuck in your head, right? 7 of Pentacles. So you've been thinking about the past, looking at it, and this past includes your Queen of Cups. But you love her dearly, you adore her, and you see her as someone that you would love to approach with a message that says, I love you, or, you know, I want to be emotionally connected to you. I can. But this time I am definitely single. I'm not going to pretend that I'm single, but I'm single because I got divorced, right? You're going to tell her that. But at the same time, as all this sounds wonderful and positive moving forward, you're stuck in your head. Dear Lord, you're stuck in your head, probably because what happened in the past with your Queen of Cups. Now, listen, what would happen if the shoe were on the other foot, right? If the roles were reversed. Let's say you were the Queen of Cups, or whoever, you were the other person in a relationship that you thought was a relationship moving and going somewhere together, the two of you, that person left you, right? How would you respond to that person coming back in your life to say hello, and that I would like to be friends with you, or I'd like to apologize and give you an offer of love? What would you say, really? So that's what you might want to consider. And that's maybe what you are considering, right? That's keeping you in your mental prison. But let me tell you, that is, excuse me, there is uncertainty in this because of that. However, if you don't get out of your mental prison, see how the dark clouds are on the mental prison here. If you don't get out of that, as they say, the sun usually comes through because the clouds dissipate by the light and the heat of the sun, right? So the clouds will eventually go away, and then you will have clear sunny skies, so a brighter day, right? In other words, optimism is needed. Things are going to get better. It won't stay cloudy forever. So what's the cloud? Page of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, and the Two of Pentacles with the Page of Swords. Yeah, you delivered a very, well, let's see. You delivered, this could either be that you have a child that you know that she needs to know about, or two or more. And but it could also be that there's that optimism I was talking to you about. You need the optimism to move forward so that you can send her a message that apologizes to her. That's a cup of love with an apology. But you could also, this card could also be saying you've been keeping an eye on her from a distance. So you've been seeing what she's been up to. No wonder you see her as an empress, right? You know that she's evolved and she's become intuitive. She's very spiritually focused, you know, she is a spiritualist or whatever, right? You have delivered her a difficult message of truth at one point in time, back here possibly, if you ever did actually communicate after you just disappeared. That could be that too. So you know that your decision and your difficult message of truth was about how you were juggling the two of them. This one with this one, juggling, and that you've been having to pay some karma as a result of that, and you recognize that all this that's going on with the cheating your ex-wife has done is just a mere experience to what you had done in your marriage. Whether it's this one or another one, I don't know. But you had paid some karma, but the wheel is now turning in your favor because you've been able to let go of the baggage here. The dark cloud that was hanging over your head for so long, and you see her as, you see the Empress, Queen of Cups as your destiny now. But in order to deliver that good news to her, you have to be in an optimistic frame of mind. Otherwise, you're just going to sit around and hope for the best and wish for things to change without your involvement or your effort. Maybe you'll even wait for her to come to you, which is a mistake. Okay, don't do that. Empress does not come to you. They don't come to you and say, let's have a relationship. They don't chase, right? They may keep the door open to you by accepting hello from you, but that's it. You're going to have to do some work, especially if you left her in the lurch at one point in time. But this is all about healing yourself and mending that relationship. This was the next card at the bottom of the deck. So it's a yes. You do this, you find some optimism, move towards her. Don't wait for her to come to you. And offer an apology and some clarity with that, yeah, is that it? The Page of Swords. Then the good news is going to be that you'll not only mend the connection, you'll mend both your hearts. So, okay guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe to the channel and check out my other videos too. Bye for now.